Yo guys, what is up? We're here with another PrizePicks video on the channel. Today we're gonna look at another game for today. Chivas versus America in tonight's game in the semifinal matchup. Very exciting game. If anyone knows, for those that don't know, this is probably the most heated rivalry in Mexico. Chivas versus America, the two most popular teams in the league, in the Mexican league, the two teams with the most titles. Hated rivals. So this is gonna be a clash tonight, and kind of a bit of background information stats. I hadn't even known until I kind of looked into it for this video. These were the two of the top three defenses in the league this year, and I think America was the first team with like the least allowed goals, and then I think America had like 17 allowed. No, Chivas had 17 allowed goals. America had 12 allowed goals. And then the only one in between was Cruz Azul, who had 14. So America had the best defense statistically. Then it was Cruz Azul second place. And then Chivas was third statistically on goals allowed. So that was interesting to me that these two had some of the better defenses all season long. But we're gonna go ahead and look at the picks now that we see. So you see the Chicharito props right here. I would recommend you to stay away from them. He does not start right now. He's nowhere fit to start. I'd be very surprised if he starts. And I kind of see the lineups for both teams going similarly to the last games that they played. But Eric Gutierrez right here, he's been starting for Chivas. He's been very consistent for them. He hasn't had any shot on the last two playoff games that they played against Toluca. So I would take the under on him. Although, it is an American game and they are playing at home, so there's a lot of pressure on both teams to come out and win. One that I did like right here is Tiva Sepulveda. Sepulveda, center back for Chivas. 44.5 is the line. Against Toluca in the first game, he had 68. And then against Atlas, the last game of the season, he had 65. The reason that I would like to take the over on this one is the second game against Toluca, they were defending most of the time. Chivas was pretty much take the initiative to just defend and kind of retain that lead, play on the counter. They could have won by like 2 or 3 goals maybe, but, Chicharo missed one. Kate Cowell missed in front of goal as well. But I see Chivas being a lot more offensive in this first game, the way they were against Toluca. And then, so I see them... Tiva Sepulveda having over 44.5 passes. It's still an open game, so I feel like Chivas will still try to attack in this game, especially being at home. They don't want to leave, their stadium and go into Azteca and try to beat America there, right? Tala Rangel, goalkeeper for Chivas. Hopefully it loads. None of these are loading. None of these even have pictures, I believe. Okay, so 3.0 saves is the line. Toluca, as you see in the both playoff games, he's gotten over the line. We know America's first place. They probably are the best team. Well, undoubtedly, they are the best team statistically and everything in the league. Even though they scraped a win by Pachuca barely, but they're still, they can be very great offensively. So the 3.0 saves, I like the over on Tala Rangel to have that. And then depending on who starts on top for Chivas, I know Victor Guzman didn't start the last game. I believe so. I know he scored in the first game against Toluca. But Pavel Perez, he's been very consistent for Chivas when he plays. Very offensive player. He tries to take on players, get a cross in or get a shot in. So 1.5 shots. Oh, my battery's over there. 1.5 shots for Pavel Perez. I like the over on him. And then, last but not least, Piojo Alvarado, 0.5 shots on target is the line. He had 0 shots on target against Toluca in the playoffs. Piojo Alvarado is arguably their best player, but he did not show up in terms of like any goals or anything in these last 2 games against Toluca. So that's a tough one if you want to gamble on that one and take the over, because in my opinion, he is their best player. If anyone's going to have shots on goal or create a shot for himself, is going to be Piojo Alvarado, and so I would take the over on him right there. And then Chiquete Orozco, 3.5 clearances. I kind of like the under on this one. But this is not one that I'm gonna play. Nene Beltran right here. We're gonna see 2.5 tackles. He met these against Querétaro and Pachuca in the last two games. He hasn't. I know he's gonna start. He's usually the starter. Him and Eric Gutierrez are probably the better starters in the midfield for Chivas. So I'll probably stay with the under on this one. I think this game will be a little bit more Chivas in control, trying to win the game. That they might win, I don't know. They might just get completely, destroyed and get 3 goals scored on them. But I see this game being very close either way. Now let's go look at the America. As you see right here, the ones that started last game were, I know it was Zendejas. Fidalgo also started. Diego Valdez, obviously, probably their best player for America, arguably. So you see 2.5 shots. 2 against Pachuca the last 2 games, and he's averaging 2.6. It is a hard line because he's right there on that line for his shots. As you see, against Toluca, he had 4, Puebla, he had 3, and then Pumas and Pachuca twice, he had 2. So you know that he's going to get shots in. The fact that he'll get over on 2.5 is hard to tell. But, like I said, these are 2 very good defensive teams. So I kind of want to take the under on this one. Just like I said, I feel like it might be a close game, even though Chivas is going to be forced to go and attack. Sendeja shots on target, you see he has 0.5. I would take the... actually, I don't know about this one. Usually when he plays against Chivas, he tends to be, more aggressive because Chivas was his old team. But you want to take that one, you can go ahead and take that one. Fidalgo, 76.5 passes against Pachuca. The first game was 78. The second game, it was 105. So this is a very good one. I'm curious to see whether Chivas will be the ball-dominant team or they'll come out to defend. That's the problem. I think on the read of the game, I don't know. It's so close that both teams are going to be so defensive. But Fidalgo, the last 2 games, he's getting over 76.5. And honestly, I'll probably give him the over on this one again. Fidalgo is probably the guy that the ball runs through the most in America in midfield. So 76.5, I like the over on that one. And then Quiñones, finally, last but not least, 2.5 shots. This is the one that we'll certainly take the over on. Quiñones is their main attacker. He scored the goal against Pachuca to send them into semifinals. And, he usually gets good shots against Chivas. Every time I watch the games, he tends to get very good shots against Chivas. But anyway, take the over on that one. That's a good one for me. And Malagon, 2.5 saves. I like the over on this one as well. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game, but there will be open opportunities where both teams will get good shots on. So I like the over on both goalies on this one. Malagon, also a good keeper. I would say probably the best keeper for a Mexican keeper right now. But I like the over on that one. Another thing to probably look at, America usually always beats Chivas in the league. But the last 2 playoff encounters, Chivas has eliminated America. So that's something to take into account historically. America dominates most of the games. They win most of the games. But Chivas, in the last 2 playoffs encounters they have eliminated America. So that's something you got to keep in mind as well. But with that, I bring you guys this video. This has probably been a great video. Probably one of my favorite videos. Since I am a fan of one of these teams, I'm not going to disclose that. I'm going to keep myself away from that. But one of these teams is my team. I'm not going to say who. But we'll see. We'll see who wins tonight. And I'll probably have another Liga MX video for the weekend games. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.